Kindness won't carry you where ambition demands. You think the world cares about your feelings. It doesn't. The scoreboard doesn't care about your excuses. The finish line doesn't care about your story. Life only respects results. Results don't lie. They don't care if you're tired. They don't care if you tried. They only reflect what you did, not what you intended. Stop begging for recognition. Stop expecting credit for effort. Nobody crowns the almost. Only the ruthless who finish what they start carve their names into reality. Half effort is the slowest death. You can train, sweat, and grind. But if you stop before the finish, you've buried yourself alive. Ruthlessness means you don't stop at 90%. You don't stop at good enough. You take it all the way to the end, until there is no room left for doubt, no oxygen left for excuses. And the moment you understand this, truly, brutally understand it, you stop playing soft. You stop waiting for someone to understand you. You start carving through everything that stands in your way. You need to understand this. Your hesitation, your softness, your excuses, they are luxuries. Luxuries you can't afford if you want to climb higher. The world is not waiting for you with open arms. It is waiting to devour you the second you falter. If you truly want to achieve, then strip yourself of hesitation and become ruthless. Ruthless with your time, ruthless with your energy, ruthless with your focus. Stop entertaining distractions. Stop giving yourself mercy where discipline is required. Because every second you waste is ammunition for someone hungrier than you. You can't afford to be casual. Casual effort breeds casual results. And casual results will bury you beneath the ones who take this game seriously. Treat every hour like a weapon, every day like a battlefield, and every decision like a blade that cuts you closer to your goal or further away. Ruthlessness is measured in precision, not chaos. Understand this. Discipline without sharpness is wasted energy. You can grind endlessly and still lose if your grind is blind. Ruthlessness means cutting away every useless motion, every wasted breath, every uncalculated step. Efficiency is violence when it is consistent. Ruthlessness isn't about doing more. It's about doing exactly what must be done with no waste. Every rep, every strike, every step, sharpened to kill weakness. Others drown in distractions. The ruthless slice straight through them and leave nothing standing in their path. Weakness doesn't disappear on its own. You cut it out like a surgeon cuts out decay. You don't negotiate with it. You don't pity it. You eliminate it. Stop confusing comfort for progress. Stop confusing effort with excellence. Most people work just enough to feel tired, but not enough to change. They work just enough to feel good about themselves, but not enough to be undeniable. Ruthlessness means tearing that illusion apart. It means demanding more from yourself, no matter how much it burns. And when you tear it apart, you expose yourself. No masks, no excuses, just the raw truth of who you are and how far you're willing to go. Most people run from that truth because it hurts. The ruthless confront it, crush it, and rebuild themselves from it. That rebuilding hurts. It breaks you before it makes you. But only those who accept that destruction can transform. Everyone else clings to comfort and stays fragile. Ruthlessness is not about avoiding the pain. It's about bending it into fuel until even agony works for you. That is what being ruthless means. The willingness to sacrifice comfort for results. To sacrifice temporary pleasure for permanent dominance. You think you're serious, but seriousness is not shown in words. It's carved into your habits. If you were ruthless, you would stop settling. If you were ruthless, you would stop needing motivation. If you were ruthless, you would already be moving. Do you understand what that means? It means moving when you're tired. Moving when you're uninspired. Moving when the voice in your head tells you to rest, to wait, to quit. Ruthless people don't negotiate with that voice. They silence it with action. Every single time. That's why the ruthless seem unstoppable, not because they never feel weakness, but because they never bow to it. They drag their weakness with them and keep moving forward. That's what terrifies everyone else. They quit when it hurts. The ruthless only accelerate. Pain is the currency of progress, and the ruthless spend it freely. They understand that every ounce of suffering buys them power, that every second of struggle is interest on their victory. They don't resent pain. They collect it, invest it, and weaponize it. Listen carefully. Dreams are not stolen. They are surrendered. The truth is harsh. The enemy is not out there. It's in here. It's your hesitation, your comfort, your indulgence. People like to blame circumstances, blame fate, blame others. But ruthlessness means pointing the finger only at yourself. Because once you own the battlefield inside, nothing outside can defeat you. The world throws storms, betrayals, and pressure at you. But if you're already ruthless inside, none of it matters. You won't break, you won't fold, you won't drown. You'll cut through it like a blade through paper, because your will is sharper than the chaos. That sharpness is rare. Most people dull themselves with comfort, with entertainment, with softness. They sand down their edge until they're harmless. But the ruthless, they protect their edge. They sharpen it daily. They make themselves dangerous. Because only the dangerous ever dominate. Every time you choose ease over effort, you hand yours away. Every time you let fear dictate your step, you kneel before it. Ruthlessness is not cruelty, it is clarity. It is the ability to see exactly what matters and cut down everything else without hesitation. To look at weakness, laziness, doubt, and tear them apart before they tear you apart. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop expecting inspiration to knock on your door. The perfect moment is a myth designed for the weak. Ruthless people don't wait, they create. They walk into the fire when others wait for the flames to die. They carve their chance out of nothing, and they do it with no apologies. That's the difference. Apologies are for the comfortable. The ruthless don't apologize for chasing what's theirs. They don't apologize for working while others sleep. They don't apologize for being obsessed. They take what they want, and when people call them cold, they smile. Because coldness is what forged them. Do you think greatness is warm? Do you think it embraces you gently? No. Greatness is ice. It freezes everyone who hesitates, and it welcomes only those who can endure its frost. If you cannot handle being cold, you cannot handle being great. That's why only the ruthless survive the climb. You want success? Stop looking for balance, for kindness, for excuses. Start looking at yourself like a predator in a field of prey. A predator doesn't hesitate. A predator doesn't ask permission. A predator doesn't care about sympathy. It locks on to the target and takes it. That's what you need to become. Every hesitation you allow is weakness. Every delay is surrender. Ruthlessness is about developing instincts that strike before doubt has a chance to breathe.
Doubt is a luxury. Hesitation is death. Every moment you hesitate, someone else is already finishing. Someone else is already winning. If you want to be untouchable, you must train yourself to move before the thought of quitting even forms. That's instinct. That's ruthlessness. Instinct means moving before your fear even speaks. It means acting so fast that hesitation suffocates before it reaches your throat. The ruthless aren't fearless. They are faster than fear. They don't wait for permission from courage. They move, and courage is forced to follow. The ones who hesitate will fall. The ones who soften will crumble. And the ones who become ruthless, unyielding, uncompromising, untouchable, those are the ones who rise. Because in the end, history is not written by the kind, the balanced, the merciful. It is written by those who refuse to bend, by those who impose their will on the game, on the field, on themselves. Mercy is a beautiful story, but in the language of reality, only dominance is read. Dominance doesn't need validation. It doesn't ask for applause. It demands acknowledgement because it cannot be ignored. The ruthless don't chase attention. Their results drag the world's eyes to them, whether they want it or not. Attention fades. Fame burns out.
But dominance lasts. Dominance leaves scars on history that can't be erased. That is why the ruthless don't waste time chasing spotlights. They build empires in the dark. Empires too large to be ignored when they finally step into the light. So decide, are you here to play gently with life? Or are you here to take it with force? If you choose force, understand this. Every comfort will resist you. Every weakness will test you. Every distraction will tempt you. But you must cut them all, one by one, without hesitation. Because only those who kill their excuses in silence can roar with their victories in the open. You want the roar? Then earn it in the dark. Earn it when nobody sees you. Earn it when no one claps, no one believes, no one waits for you. Ruthlessness is building victory in silence so that when it erupts, the world has no choice but to choke on the shock of it.
Shock. That's the weapon. Not slow, predictable growth, but violent, undeniable leaps that silence every critic in an instant. The ruthless don't rise politely. They erupt. They don't ask to be seen. They force the world to look. And only one answer survives. And survival is not enough. Don't aim to survive. Don't aim to last. Aim to dominate. Aim to shatter limits until even the word limits becomes meaningless in your mouth. That is what ruthlessness gives you. Not just survival, not just success, but supremacy.
Supremacy doesn't mean being better than others. It means making comparison meaningless. It means reaching a level where nobody else even plays the same game as you. That's the ultimate prize of becoming ruthless. Separation, untouchable distance, a throne only you can sit on. And when you sit there, remember this: ruthlessness never ends. The second you soften, the second you grow complacent, someone sharper takes your crown. Supremacy is not given, it is guarded. If you want to keep the throne, you must stay ruthless forever. And that is the only language the world respects.
So hear me clearly. If you want to be remembered, if you want to be untouchable, if you want to ascend above the fragile, then abandon hesitation, kill comfort, bury weakness, and become ruthless.